Hello, everyone, and welcome to another day of Ori and the Blind Forest. We've got quite some races for you today, and we're starting out here with EloJimmini versus Terra. In commentary, my name is Barik, and I'm joined by Sigma. Hello, Sigma. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm really excited to see this match. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great as well. I actually took the week off, so got some time to sleep, and yeah, pretty excited for these races now, with all my energy.
Nice, you're well rested, so when you have to run around and jump up and down in excitement later on at how close this race is, you'll be ready.
I will be, for sure. I mean, EloJimmini and Terra, they are both very skilled runners. EloJimmini, there's a reason why he's seed number 3, because he's really skilled. As we can see here, his current PB is a 28.49, and he's actually third on the leaderboard. I think he's third, yeah, he's third, right?
Yeah.
So matching his seat in the tournament. What a coincidence. And yeah, also he's a fast English runner.
Yeah,
and he
hello.
noticed Soul for consistency. That's interesting. I mean, if you look at that graph, Terra is way more consistent.
Yeah, although being consistent at picking up 32s, as you can see since Terra's best and average race time is both in that range, might not help you too much against Elo because his times may vary a bit from the 29 to the 32, 33, at least in group stage, but those are still really fast.
Yeah, they are pretty fast. Also with the nerfs that are always getting you in a tournament. Yeah, I'm probably pointing out that EloJimmini is going to play completely on keyboard and mouse here, and Terra is going hybrid. I think he switches at the Ginzo mini boss, is that right? Where he goes fully KBM?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's changed some of his strats for it, but he switches for the Ginso mini boss, switches back for 2 rooms, switches to KBM again at Bash, and then I think he also switches to go through, where at one point he would switch to go through the Spike Cave and Zero back to controller, but since we do that with the Save Anywhere now, I think he probably goes on KBM, but we'll know when we can see how his menu is getting operated.
Yeah, but we'll see a mouse from him. Then we can tell for sure.
Alright, so we're getting into this race right away. And I just want to give a little bit more background on these runners. Elo has not been as in practice as Terra lately. He hasn't been really grinding runs too much during the tournament. It's, incredibly hard for him to PB, being only seconds away from the world record. The best he can do is just hope to improve his consistency by doing runs, but he hasn't been doing too many. Terra, on the other hand, has been grinding down his time. Almost has that sub 30 that he's been after. So, if he can pull off a low 30 or a 29, Elo, 1 or 2 mistakes can just cost him the race here. So, despite the fact that Elo's seed is considerably better, this race is really up in the air as to who's going to win it.
Yeah, it certainly is. Also, Terra joined the voice chat before this race for a little time, and he told us that he today got a run that almost matched his current PB, like only 9 seconds apart, I think it was, and another run that was a low 33, so he's not really sure how this race is going to turn out. He's hoping for a very nice time, of course, but yeah, he's certainly not sure.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see ourselves, both runners, just heading on over to grab Sign here. And this early game is actually going to be, I think, pretty interesting, because normally we talk about how there's not too much of a difference that can come out in the wall jump segment, but Elo is one of the titans of this game. Like, all of the people with 28 times or low 29s are just so absurdly strong at this wall jump segment. So if he doesn't make any major mistakes, he's going to open up a couple second lead on Terra. Oh man, and Terra having some trouble with the Frankie fight there. So already in some trouble for him, and Elo's going to be taking that lead and running with it for a little while.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Elo is going to be ahead even more than expected, probably. Not by too much, of course. This is a wall jump, not too much of a waste of time, but with the times that are so quote-unquote close to one another, it's sure nothing that you really want to have happen to you. But yeah, we have to wait and see how Terra manages to deal with this situation. I mean, he's pretty experienced in glades as well. He has been running this game for a very long time, so probably still gets a better time than most of us.
Yeah, that's true. Terra, dodging that experience there, it was only experience. It's not like he was getting past a pickup animation, but he got some experience in that Frankie fight, so he's trying to correct his numbers there. And we see Elo, he's skipping the 4th health cell. He always does this. Basically going for the riskiest possible strats just to save those couple seconds, because that's how you have to play if you're shooting for a PB at the 28 range. So that's what he's practiced, and that's what he's going to do. So he has a higher risk of dying in this section, but I do think that the slime before this 3rd keystone dropped him a health, which he'll pick up on the way out, so he'll be at full health and pretty comfortably able to head down to wall jump.
Yeah, now he's already on 3 health, so probably doesn't go for the damage boost through here. I think that's pretty reasonable if he's going for the flower skip here, which he isn't. Oh well. But he's choosing to level up on the way back out. Most people will do that because it's just a little bit easier with your experience for the Froggy Walk that you're trying to set up here. And let's see if Terra goes for flower skip. I don't actually know if these runners do that normally. Doesn't seem like it. Flower skip can be pretty tough, especially when you get that unfortunate jump because you didn't press down for long enough. That can be pretty scary.
Yeah, and people will often skip that just based on their experience. If you want that 4 from the flower to set up your levels a little bit better, then you should probably get it.
Alright. There we see Elo is leveling up on his way out. Gets some of this XP, is approaching Trojan Log. No problem there. Again with some nice neutral jumps here or ninja jumps. Making this section just a little bit faster. And he's already in quite some lead. That's because of the Froggy fight and the health, and overall probably 1 to 2 seconds better movement, as we said from the start.
Yeah. One interesting thing to look out for here as well is, unless something has drastically changed overnight, Elo is going to be grabbing Quick Flame for Blackroot, which is another reason that he wanted to level on the way out, is without Magnet, you can't consistently grab 3 slimes worth of experience in Blackroot, so if you want to be close for the Frankie Walk, which you really do when you don't have Magnet, it's helpful to be at this higher experience number coming in. So you can see he's 34 away from level right now, mousing over Quick Flame, which is the ability he's going to get. And this means if he took 3 slimes of experience, he would level up, which would be troubling if you did have Magnet, but he doesn't, so it's easy for him to dodge at least one of them.
Yeah, and then he'll be on like 12 XP. That's pretty good for that 19 XP, even when you're going magnetless. So shouldn't be too tough. That XP in the Froggy Bot can troll you sometimes, so you really want to be pretty close to level.
Yeah, that's for sure. You can do things to make it completely consistent, but it's definitely not an easy trick. Elo's going to head up for this 100 experience sword. Both runners will be using this route with the level up early in Blackroot here. And oh man, Terra having a little bit of trouble with Sign hitting one of those slimes. Elo takes a bit of damage onto the lantern part, but I think he's going to be okay, and he should be still set up to do a reload cycle, but we'll see if he opts for it or not as he gets to the top of these lasers. He will do it. In the middle of the lasers too, so this is going to be tight getting to the platforms, and he dodges that top laser, and he looks like he's going to make the cycle. Nice job, Elo.
Yeah, he made the cycle. Terra also just did his reload, and he's going to do he's having to do this movement pretty perfectly to catch his cycle, so probably doesn't want to take a hit. Takes a hit, but that hit is no problem at all. He still makes the cycle because the hit didn't actually throw him backwards. So he should be good on his cycle here as well. Yeah, he is. So no time lost there. Just the delta we've already been having at wall jump pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Just a 20-second difference between the runners at the moment. And that's 8 seconds of that is from the health, and then just Elo's insane early game is the rest.
Yeah, it sure is. And he's already through, pulled his lever here. While Terra, let's see if he got his platform manipulation. I mean, his movement was clean, so I would be surprised if he didn't, and there we go, he gets it. And EloJimmini is going for the cutscene stack. Yes, he is. Just some new technique that saves about 2 seconds, but EloJimmini needs every second, even in his PB attempts, of course, and he doesn't make a difference between races and PB attempts, so naturally he's going for this cutscene stack.
Yeah, it's pretty consistent for the people who go for it. All you have to do is count your dashes and then do a dash glide over the pit at the end. We did see Uncle Ronnie fail this trick in one of his races before, but looks like Elo's camera is not panning down. He's perfectly fine. He also managed to be 1 or 2 experience away from level. Actually gonna take a save before the Frankie walk. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if that was a mistake or if he's just, you know, maybe not feeling great about mashing his experience into the door fast when he's this close to level.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was because of safety. He is pretty far ahead, so even if he fails this Frankie walk, it shouldn't put him too far behind. So he can still manage to keep up with his better movement than Terra probably. That might be the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, it could be. So Terra is going on to his Frankie walk as well. His experience was 18 away, so we're going to see Elo level extremely fast here. And he did indeed fail the mashing. You level up so quickly, and Magnetless is so difficult with that thing because you can't, you know, put the experience in the door and then wait for the experience to come to you. You have to be getting the experience at the same time. So he was just a bit slow in his mashing. That's going to give Terra a big lead here. Already at the end of his Frankie walk as Elo's starting it again.
Yeah, because Terra had Magnet, that XP didn't get to him as quickly, and so he manages to go through here. Doesn't get a... Ooh, does get an energy drop. Alright. So this death knight isn't nearly as scary as it would have been without that energy drop.
But here comes Elo.
Yeah, here comes Elo.
He got it second time, that's really good. He does only have 3 health here though, but Quick Flame makes short work of the slime. He doesn't have to go for Death Glide, it's faster when you have Quick Flame to just tear your way through just shooting stuff, rather than waiting for the Crusher to go up. Terra on Grotto Cycle here, he did not manage to get in. Elo is going to be coming up to his attempt pretty shortly. Terra's still going to have the lead to double jump even if Elo can get this, which I think he probably will, but he needs to make up some time now, so he'll be definitely looking to get this early cycle here.
Yeah, that success rate looks fairly good. And oh, pretty close to the 1 frame there. Doesn't get it. That's unfortunate for Elo.
Yeah, so he won't get that 8-second save. That's one of the most difficult tricks, in my opinion, in the game, to get that early cycle though, so definitely understandable to miss it. Terra at double jump now, grabs his regroup ability, and is going to be heading back on out of here. Looks like the blind movement went pretty well because I didn't see any red flashes on his screen, and indeed he's already on the wall as Elo's coming into double jump right here as Terra is leaving. So a bit of a high five between the runners here.
Yeah, depending on how the the blind movement from Elo is turning out here, he might actually be even higher on the wall. Those top runners tend to be pretty high after the blind movements. He was already on the jump there, so just a little bit, some frames faster than Terra, who is on his grotto skip now. Didn't get it first try, gets it second try, so not much time to catch up there for Elo.
Yep. Elo can definitely make up some time in this segment, though. His wall jumping is just so incredibly good. This is definitely one of the segments, I think, that all of the very top 5 runners will tell you is just really, really difficult to optimize, and they've spent so much time figuring out all the jumps on these walls. Not to say that Terra hasn't, but I think this is definitely one of the ones where the difference can show between a 30 and a 28 time.
Yeah, also when we're coming up in this segment to the ability cell that Terra has to get, because he doesn't do crazy juggle while Elo does, there will be a little bit of time to catch up there as well, so might be pretty close once they both enter Ginzo.
Yeah, and of course to note as well, Elo did lose a lot of time to that Magnetless Frankie walk, but he has still yet to get all of the time saved out of Quick Flame. When he gets into Ginso, he'll have a much faster mini boss. Elo, not many people do the Quick Flame route, but Elo has recycled that mini boss with Quick Flame before, which is absolutely insane. So we'll have to keep our eyes open for that. So both runners are moving through Grotto now. Terra's doing really well, maintaining this lead for the time being. He has to go up, as you've said, and get this ability cell, but he's still going to be ahead of Elo going to Ginso from the looks of things.
Yeah, he is. Though he cannot go for his God cycle here at the Crushes.
Yep. We'll see Terra have to wait a little bit on one of these spinners. Now, watch Elo. That pause there is to manipulate the cycle. If he can get in ahead of this spinner, which he did, he's going to get an earlier cycle on these, which is really quite difficult to do. And that's going to save him about 2 seconds over having to wait. So that's good stuff for Elo. Terra getting that cutscene skip before Genso, but man, look how much Elo's gotten up. Cotton up, yeah. Almost the word.
Yeah, and just like you said, there's even more time saved because of his quick flame, so Terra really has to be on top of his game here, because Elo, he's right behind him.
Yeah, and the double jumping doesn't stop here. There's not quite so many long wall climbs, so really optimized ninja jumping doesn't help you too much in Ginso, but there's still a lot of, tight platforming stuff. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see a difference of strats in this second room as well. We see Terra going over these platforms and just dodging these gamers as they go around, and Elo is going to do this telehop strat where you just jump back and forth between the portals. And done really well, which he did a pretty good job of it there. That is a little bit faster, so Elo's saving just a little bit of time here and there. Terra took some damage from the spikes before this portal room, but he should be okay to get through it, and he's going to be onto the auto-scroller puzzle room before the mini-boss here.
Yeah, Elo will most likely take an additional death here before the puzzle room. Gets his Mr. Asper cycle. I don't know how much time does it save? 0.2 seconds or something? Not really much.
It's about half of a second and it's perfect. It does some manipulation of this shooter cycle in the puzzle room, so it's hard to notice, but if you're at 3 health, you might as well do it because you're set up for it so pretty well. So let's see how Terra's mini boss goes. Reads the spawns pretty well and got a lot of hits in on those first 2 cycles. Elo into the mini boss as well. You can see he's quick flaming away. His 3 cycle is gone because he's missed one of his volleys, but he's going to pick up a really early 4 cycle and in fact takes the lead with that, as Terra I think maybe got into an early 6th cycle there. So that's the power of quick flame for you. Elo back in the lead going towards the bash tree.
Yeah, so that unfortunate froggy walk didn't lose him the race or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it lost him the PP definitely, but yeah, he just manages to cut this race back with his quick flame here and already through his ghost door, got his hyperspeed here, so he's onto his tree and picks up Bash now at a 14-19. That's a pretty good time for Terra as well, 14-25.
I just want to point out that 14-19 bash for Elo with 2 Frankie walks.
Yeah, my best is 14-40, but yeah. I'm not contending for world record, so.
Yeah. Now, one thing to note is this is somewhat a fake lead. Elo's definitely ahead right now, but he does have 1 less health cell than Terra, so Terra's going to be able to do some slightly faster damage boosting through this next section. As you can see, he's able to place his save on this higher platform, which means his key dupe is a little bit faster. And having Magnet from this point on is more useful than Quick Flame because we're done fighting things, and Magnet will let Terra pick up some extra energy later on. But Elo is just tearing up this key dupe section right now. Terra is just kind of like half the room behind him. But Elo is done, and we'll be hyper-speeding over onto the mini-boss and bashing this shot at this dude for a little bit. It's Terra making his way in there as well.
Yeah, both of them are playing pretty solid here. Terra got his hyperspeed through the door. Terra is actually about 15 seconds behind his PB now, so he's been losing just small amounts of time here and there, but overall he's still performing pretty well. Elo, of course, had this little messed up with the Frankie walk, so for his standards he's not playing too well, but I mean, all these micro optimizations, he's still doing them, he's still getting them. So really, apart from that Frankie walk, nothing too major happened yet in this race, and so it's still anyone's game as we are approaching swamp entry here.
Yep, Elo going for his blind movement here. If this goes well, he'll be almost right next to the frog that he's going to use for swamp entry after it's done. Terra is going to skip going for the blind movement. It only saves about a second, and Elo had the good blind movement, so he did save the full second on that movement there, but Terra will be close behind going to swamp entry. And we'll see how this goes for both players. This can be pretty finicky, but I think these guys are going to nail it. And Elo indeed gets it quick first try. Doesn't get a fast double bash climb up the wall, but he's in there. Terra has got to match him to be able to keep up. And, oh, nice. Actually, No!
Oh no, the shot phases through. That's unlucky.
Yeah, that's really rough. And he even shot it at an angle too to minimize the chances of that, but it still phased through.
But that
Gets it quickly on the next shot, but that's a little bit more of a lead for Elo.
was also a nice save because the shot was a little bit too high. He just bashed it to where he wanted it.
Yep, the power of double bashing on keyboard and mouse where it's easy. So not yet another high five. I'm not sure if this is the second one or if we've had more, but runners very close to each other around the stomp tree. A couple of tricks coming up that can definitely make a dent in somebody's time. That being this frog manipulation up to get an ability cell, and then the Kuro cutscene skip after that. I don't think either runner is going to have issues with them, but anything can happen in these races. They're pretty tough tricks, and things can go wrong. Elo's frog manipulation is really good there, so no time lost there. He'll be heading towards Kuro cutscene skip as Terra's getting to his frog.
Yeah, hasn't missed Kuro cutscene skip as we just see here now, so probably won't miss it yet again.
Yeah, look how fast. He doesn't even have to adjust the position. He's just standing in the right spot, waiting for the frog to eventually shoot.
Yeah, that's muscle memory for you right there. His swap entry as well. I was pretty amazed by how he doesn't even seem to aim. He's just pushing through with it. And Terra also has a Kuro cutscene skip, so just as you said, not having too much problems with these tricks, and also gets it here. So no time lost for him. Very nice.
Yep. And Elo will be heading to charge flame now. He's got this Frankie getting lured down with him so he can use it to bash out there. And Terra plays it a little bit safe with this spider. Opts to double bash the shot once just to reduce the risk of falling into the instant kill spikes. But yeah, he'll be still playing catch up there, about 20 seconds apart right now. And that's a difficult difference to overcome. If Elo doesn't make mistakes, he's just gonna, take this one to the win, but things are heating up here. The tricks are getting a little bit more difficult, a little bit more technical now, and a failure becomes a lot more expensive in this valley section.
Yeah, not to curse anything, but Elo has to do all of this movement on 3 HP, so it's going to be a lot scarier for him than for Terra. So Terra has still hopes of winning this race. It's not over by a long shot.
Yep, all the spikes around here will one-shot Elo. Terra will have at least the liberty of taking one hit before dying, but these spikes are fairly easy to dodge. It becomes less so later on as you get towards Sorrow and Misty Woods, but Elo making quick work of this section. He's coming up to fast Stompless now. He's got to do this precise shot redirect and race over to an ability cell. Let's just see how fast he aims this shot. This is kind of a signature. It takes just a second to adjust the aim for consistency, and I'm sure that that's going to hit. That looked perfect to me. So he grabs the cell, the shot hits, and he's working for the there.
Yeah, Terra is approaching his fast Stompless now. Gets through Birdie here. And also hasn't missed it. I'm actually not really surprised by that. Those tricks for the top runners, they are able to pull them off pretty consistently. And oh, that was pretty high. But
yeah, he didn't
realizes
like
it
that
takes
shot.
another shot.
It might have worked, but this one is definitely going to work because that first one was really high. So Elo's grabbed charge dash now. It's going to be rocket jumping towards Sorrow. There's Terra getting his fast Stompless. So just a cutscene behind basically, but Elo playing well. He's got to stop and grab that energy briefly. Now he's into Sorrow Bash. This, I'm sure he's not going to miss. It's just way too consistent for him, and he is indeed into Sorrow Pass, but he's not going to save for this entire duration of time up to charge jump, most likely. So any dip into the spikes is going to be fatal, and he also is going to have to do Crazy Juggle here, which is an insane trick where you charge dash and then stomp before hitting this frog repeatedly to get up this shaft quickly. This is what allowed him to skip an ability so earlier, so he's got to pull this off. He wants to keep that lead.
And he gets it. So just doesn't need to get killed by the lasers here, which he doesn't. So he's through. That was a kind of a scary moment for him, I'm pretty sure, because in past races he has had some unfortunate crazy junks and lost a lot of time, which he can't afford that against Terra. Terra is doing pretty well. So Yeah, it was pretty important that he got it there.
Yep, and pulling that off quite well. That trick actually doesn't save any time relative to what Terra's doing in Zoro Pass. The only difference is that Terra's strategy here requires the use of an extra ability cell, so that time spent getting the extra ability cell before it Genso Tree, about 7 to 8 seconds, is going to be the difference here. And Elo will be holding this lead going out of Zoro. If he manages to get through the Spike Cave, okay, so he'll have charge jump, he'll be able to leave. Terra's just got to go up to the Sunstone and back down, so they're still pretty close. I think Elo may be opening up just a little bit more of a gap, but they're definitely still within 30 seconds at the moment. And that's the kind of time that can definitely get thrown one way or the other in Misty Woods.
Yeah, Terra is only 14 seconds behind his PB. That stomp from Elo always gets me. Terra is only 14 seconds behind his PB at charge jump. So, I mean, I think it was Ginzo where he was 15 seconds behind on Bash. So, really been on PB pace ever since. So, it still looks like a low 30 for him. So, Elo still needs to keep up his A game here. So, he's going to have a pretty tough time.
Yeah, now the important thing to note for Elo is he's not going to save because he wants to use all of his energy on charge dashes, and any spike in this area will kill him in one hit. So if he eats a spike, he's done. And back to charge jump, basically. But I don't think he's going to have too much trouble with it, just, taking it easy, not going for anything too crazy. It might look a little crazy, but he's done this before, don't worry.
Yeah, sure. Something like the not feathering when leaving the Sunstone can be pretty scary to look at. And also these storm cancels. Let's see how much feather he uses here. Well, pretty much for his liking, I think. That feather loses a little bit of time. Not too much, of course, but Elo has been known to do the one feather method here. And that looks pretty scary.
Yeah, that one's actually terrifying. I'm not gonna blame him for not doing that in the race. I'm scared to do that with 4 health in a race. He's got 3. So he's got climb. He's heading on out of here. Terra is still pretty close behind. I mean, it looks like there's a pretty decent gap between these guys. It's a lot of screens, but you just go past these screens so quickly now with all of our movement abilities that this is still definitely in range for Terra. Elo could easily... Oh my good god. Wow, he nearly charged dashed the spikes there, but managed to save himself at the last moment, and he will still be moving through Misty, getting to the 4th keystone as Terra picks up the climb.
Yeah, with a pretty terrifying movement as we see here. Like that storm was pretty terrifying. Because he's only on 3 HP again, insta-kill for every spike hit here.
Yeah, actually, one concession to safety. He did place a safety save at that 4th keystone, so he doesn't want to take a death all the way back to climb. Now, one important thing to note, okay, Terra's saved now, so his health is fine, but he had taken a hit before, which had put him down into one-shot range. Elo did not get the quick kill on this mini-boss. Tried for some kind of backup that didn't work, but gets it on the next cycle. And he'll be getting through that alive, now at full health, full energy once again. Oh my gosh, Terra in the meanwhile, down to 1 health. He's probably not going to be feeling good about that. I would expect to see a safety save at the 4th keystone for him, but that's still going to leave him in one-shot range of all these spikes.
Yeah, there's the save. Pretty good decision. I think most of us would have saved there because sometimes that rocket jump just doesn't land. But he gets it here. Not the most optimal rocket jump, but definitely pretty optimal and didn't die here. And he has a little bit of time to save on the mini-boss. So might decrease the delta just by a tiny amount here. Yeah, there's the quick kill.
Yeah, very nice from Terra there. Elo going towards Light Grenade now. He'll be doing a quick intentional death here. It'll glitch a door open and then be heading down. Terra's just got to get out of Misty, get over to Light Grenade himself. He's definitely been keeping pretty good pace, but Elo's just not giving him any opportunity to catch up right now. That's just... Elo is terrifying to play against. He's just a monster. This is what he does.
Because I'm not used to these low times, I cannot tell on what pace Elo is right now, but it must be a pretty good pace since Terra is on something like low 30, mid 30. And Elo messed up his froggy walk, so wow, that's a great race for him so far.
Yeah, let's see. This is 26-20 grenade, which means he could still get a sub 30 at this rate.
Goes for this grenade jump here. Yep.
Do we even need to commentate Elo's movement? It's just beautiful.
I was going to say just a casual grenade exit here.
No, no problem. No problem.
But Terra is now approaching his grenade. So there's still some potential tricks. I mean, I'm not expecting Elo to have too much trouble on door warp. And now that we know how to not soft lock on the final grenade jump, the soft lock is probably also probably something that's going to happen. And I believe he mentioned he's going for 6 HP. Oh, I'm dumb. He can't go for 6 HP because he went 3. So this swim will still be pretty terrifying.
Yeah, the swim should be no problem for Elo. I'd just be more concerned about the final grenade jump. I think it'll go well for him, but historically, that has caused problems for a lot of people in a lot of races. So if there's anything that's going to make the difference, that's going to be it. Now, on Terra's side of things, he is not watching the race stream, so he doesn't know the state of the race right now. And he said if his PB was impossible, he would go for the 6th health. So we might see him opt for a detour and take it right now, which is time he might not be able to afford, but depending on how Elo's final escape goes, you know, he might be doomed anyways. And indeed, Terra is going to take a pitch stop here, grab that health. Elo's just going to instantly get door warp, no problem, first try, easy for him. And he'll be on to his final escape. Terra going to Horu Fields, and then Horu, but there's not much race left, and Terra's losing his chance to catch up right now.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't do anything wrong, it's just that movement, that lead that Elo has been building up. Has been increased with every skill he got. So yeah, the only thing that really can make Terra get a win here is if Elo messes up the final grenade jump pretty much, like I said before. Doesn't get his door warp here, first try. Gets it second try, I think that was second try. And he's into his escape. Now his swim should be pretty easy, while Elo's is not, but Elo's already through his swim, so that's out of the equation. And now he's approaching his final grenade jump. I wish him the best of luck with that. I don't want to see a soft lock here, actually.
And there it is.
There it is, no soft lock. He's through. EloJimmini takes this race with a mid to high 29 here. It's only like 1 minute behind his PB, which is very solid for a race time, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that was a 29:45, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the best race time we've seen in the bracket stage so far. Groups have seen a couple faster ones because there's been more matches in there, but holy smokes, Elo just, you know, it doesn't apparently doesn't matter too much if he's not grinding the game too much. Elo is an absolute insane player at Ori, and you saw it here. What a beast. 29:41 in his final time. Terra nails that final grenade jump as well. And he will be finishing up shortly, but Elo takes the race. Man, Terra, oh god, he played so well. He's, you know, less than 30 seconds behind his PB as well, but Elo's just didn't give him a chance in this one.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that this race time for Terra, this really nice race, didn't really matter. I think that's something that he would love to get in his next race, where it could very well matter. But yeah, I mean, he has proven that he can perform under tournament nerves here. So this might ease him a little bit regarding his next race, and then he might just be fighting EloJimmini again for the rematch.
Yeah. Since this is the upper bracket finals, Terra's, you know, just gonna move back down to the lower bracket finals, and if he wins that, he'll be back to face Elo in a rematch, basically treating this as the first game out of best of 3. And, you know, given Elo's other races in the tournament, Terra can definitely take one from him. If he keeps this kind of consistent low 30 performance, one extra little mistake from Elo here or there could just, you know, put him up to a 30-31 time, and that could let Terra win. But man, that was such a good race from those players.
Yeah, it was both of them really showing what they are capable of. And I'm reading in live chat that Elo is surprised this was still a 29. So he might be pretty happy with how that turned out, even though of his failed froggy walk. Yeah, we can see the brackets here. Terra moves down into the lower bracket, will be facing the winner of our next race here, actually, which is going to be Grimados versus Brynald.
Oh man.
Yeah, who is joining us? Both of them are joining us for an interview here. Very nice.
So hey guys, GG on that race, Elo. Holy smokes, that was a really crazy run.
How did I still get a 29? Like, what the hell? After that first Frankie Walk incident, I was just like, okay, I'm behind.
Well, apparently, if you don't make any mistakes after that.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that. Like, usually I've done several races with the guys just in the community, and when I'm behind, that's generally when I play at my best because I know I'm not allowed to make any mistakes. And when you've got someone like Terra who can get a low 30, possibly a 29, you have to bring your A game, and Terra had an amazing run as well, so congrats to you as well, Terra.
Yeah, well, thank you. I thought I had a chance with that time. Alas.
It certainly was close. Yeah, so questions? Any burning questions, Nipa? I'm trying to think of some here.
Yeah, you gotta just sit here in kind of the mind-blown state of watching that insane race for a little while. But yeah, Elo, I'll ask you first, and I mean, you could take your pick, but what parts of the run were you maybe worried about going in? You felt that went well. Like, were you thinking Crazy Juggle was maybe a little bit scary, or what were your thoughts on that?
Well, I can tell you what I wasn't thinking was going to go badly. That Frankie Walk, but yeah. The worst parts for me in general are, as you said, the juggle is obviously a big stopping point of the game. If you get that wrong, it kind of screws with your mind for the rest of the run because it's kind of the gateway trick to the late game, and that's always a struggle. And also, swamp entries, what I've always struggled with, either there or Sorrow is where my runs usually die, but it seemed to go pretty well this run.
Yeah, this one was already dead, at least PB-wise for you immediately. And
Yeah.
of course, we noticed that your experience was messed up and you were circling it frantically at the dash tree. Is that why you decided to take the save on the Clades teleporter? Just because you felt like it was really likely you would mess that up?
I had 1 XP to do it with. I've done it in the past, and I know that it is super hard to get it first try, so I just took that safety save just in case, because instead of losing like more time, I can just save the 10-20 seconds it takes to get to that point, and it paid off in the end. So to be honest, I was lucky to get it second try.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice decision. Man, that you are definitely right. You're lucky to get that second try because Terra had an insane run, and I think one more failure on that would have meant he would have just ran away with it.
Yeah, definitely. There's a trick that you have to do, because usually you shoot the Frankie as soon as it reaches you so you can take as much energy, but on the second try I actually let the Frankie dip down a bit so it gave me just that little bit of extra time to put the energy in the door. It's so difficult.
Yeah, so Terra, I want to throw it to you. I kind of want to get into your mind for how you were feeling throughout that entire race. You kind of started off on the wrong foot with a Rocky fight.
After that, I was like, okay, I don't care anymore. So it really relaxed me actually with the Trojan wall jump time. 3:27. Oh my god, what is this? Can I just reset? And then it's like, okay, I just calmed down and I had a really good run. I was quite happy with it.
Yeah, you definitely did. So I know you surely knew and felt that you were behind at the very beginning up to the wall jump split, but was there any point in the race where you thought you started to maybe think that you might be ahead because you were on such a good pace for yourself?
When I finished, I thought, you know what, I think this is a good chance for me to win this, and I checked the IRC and it's like, and I saw Elo had done like 40 seconds earlier, and I'm like, no. But, yeah, I was quite happy just not watching, just being in my own world and just doing the run. It really helped quite a lot.
Okay, so I've got another question for you, Terra, here. Looking at the brackets now, you will be facing the winner of our next match here, Miros versus winner. We're slowly approaching Destiny here. We have to wait and see.
How much do I have to pay Brynhold to destroy Grim so I can play Bryn?
Yeah, exactly. But regarding the time that you got in this race today, are you feeling confident that you will be able to take the victory? I mean, last time that you've been facing Brynhold, it was like you were like, I really need to perform great here, so otherwise I'm not going to win.
I think if my run gets past, gets to double jump, I've been like really consistent at getting good times. Same with my match against Bryn. I think against so like at 14 minutes or something, but I ended up with a 32, and this run was 15 seconds behind. I only lost 8 seconds between double jump and the end of the game, so I was quite happy with that. I'm quite confident. I will get to face Elo again, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened. Brynhold's getting really good as well. He's probably got like a 30 already, and he's just not submitted it. Try to spook him.
Yeah, as you can say, you know, anything could happen. Brynhold could win. Romelius could, you know, take off his training weights and be like, "Look out, Terra! It's all been a farce." All of these.
Well, best of luck with that.
All right. So
Sorry,
I do want to ask you guys, assuming that Terra makes it back to the winners finals, which I think is the most likely result here, but not 100%, but the most likely result here. How do you guys think the rest of this season series is going to go? I'll ask you first, Elo. Are you spooked of Terra going into this kind of extended best of 3 potentially, or do you think you got this?
Less spooked than I was this run, and I've seen him just getting better and better when he's been streaming recently, so this match was kind of my first one where I was thinking, if I screw up, I can definitely lose. But in a 2... and I only have to win 2. Oh no, wait there. He has to win 2. I only have to win 1. It's kind of like I should win, but anything can happen. I could do that Frankie thing again, and that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, that's true. And before I ask Terra the same question, I just also want to ask you, Elo. I know you haven't been playing Ori as much lately, but are you planning to ramp up your practice, your warm up, and run count kind of leading into the end of the tournament, or you just kind of just take it easy and relax on the fact that you can still pull off those 29s pretty consistently?
I'd like to say I will practice more, but I know I won't. I'm very burnt out at Ori at the moment, so I just kind of do a couple of runs the day before, see how it's going there, and then just jump straight into the race.
Well, yeah, I can't blame you for that. You put in so much time to the game, and even without doing a ton of active practice or PB grinding, clearly you can still put on a really, really good run. So there you go.
Thank you.
All right, so Terra, what are your thoughts? If you make it back to face Elo in a best of 3, you gonna take him down?
I would need to have 2 runs like that in a row and Elo to mess up both runs. I don't know. I don't think so. But my goal for this tournament was to make it to the last 16. And I think I'm almost there. So I'll be happy with that.
All right, well, I'll be looking forward to how this division finishes up. GG, guys. That was a really good race to watch. Amazing times for both of you, honestly, and I'll be looking forward to your future matches and potentially the rematch in a few weeks or days or however long it takes to schedule things.
Looking forward to our rematch, Sigma, if we both get through our groups.
Yes, my prediction bracket has us both making it out of groups, and then you 2-0ing me in a brutal fashion in quarterfinals. So I'm ready for it.
I'm just hoping for not a replay of last year.
Oh man!
Never forget.
Wow. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. I am just super impressed at that race, and as I said, we'll be looking forward to more. But that will do it for this race, but not for the Ori today. We have a whole bunch more coming up for you, so don't go anywhere. The next match is going to be, once I scroll over on the skeleton jewel here, oh man, it is Brynhold versus Grimm. So the Ilo division, it's going. This is going to determine Terra's opponent in his next game, so stick around for that. That's going to be in about 15 minutes, so we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we will be back to bring that real intense match to you. So just take it easy, grab a snack, and then come back for more Ori.